Hey family, it's Netta with Black Lives Count, and I'm back at you with another video. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you are blessed. I hope you are all just living your best life. So, as we see the Texas primary, we're going to get right into this. James Tellerico won over Jasmin Crockett. I don't have an issue with Miss Crockett. I can't because she's a black woman. However, as far as I am concerned, the Democrats must be clearer on what they are willing to do for foundational black Americans. Until they can come and say that we will give the foundational black community tangibles, then we can't get behind them. So while many may see it as unfortunate what happened to Jasmin Crockett, it is also a lesson, and it's a lesson for the Democrats. They better get this lesson before November, okay? Because November's coming, and then after November, there's some other elections that's going to be coming behind it or up, in a year or so. They better get it together, because what they're going to find out is people are not going to continue to vote for the same nonsense policies that they have been implementing, or policies or lack of policies, and with the black community, that's what it is. It's a lack of policies. But we're all kind of had enough of these other policies where you have certain groups of the opposite sex wanting to use restrooms where it's for, certain groups of the other opposite sex and stuff. We're not going to continue to vote for those kinds of policies, okay? Because you have to draw the line somewhere. We've allowed too many experiments and everything to go on. We can't allow it anymore. It has to stop now. It's done. So, yeah, they're going to continue to lose elections because a lot of their policies are nonsense. They really are. And I'm not trying to, denigrate anyone. I'm not. But I'm saying they have to focus on the more important, more serious things that the foundational black community are dealing with. We have been asking for I don't know how many years for an anti-hate crime bill for black people. They won't give it. They will not give it. And this leads me to believe that the reason they won't give this anti-lynching crime bill for black people, foundational black Americans, is because they want us to be victims. They want us to be victims. Because if they did not want us to be victims, they would put that protection in place. We are their base voters, and they will not give us that protection. And my issue with other black men and women that continue to vote this way, you are voting we're voting our lives away. Not only are we voting our lives away, but we are voting away our children's rights, any benefits that they may have. We're voting these things away because we vote blue no matter who. If Jasmin Crockett maybe had not been associated with the Democratic Party, I don't know. She could have. I don't know. I mean, the woman is intelligent. She's educated. She has experience. Working in that sector. All of that. But her alliance, as many of them, that alliance to the Democratic Party is bigger to them than their constituents or the people that will put you in office. It's bigger, all of this donor stuff, and where they come in office and they're making $80,000 a year, or $100,000 a year, or $115,000 a year, but the next year, before the year is even have expired, they're a millionaire. They got 20, 30 million in the bank or in assets. That tells us all we need to know. They are not in the business of catering to the people that are putting them in the office. They're in the business of catering to the people who can line their pockets and their bank accounts. That's what we're dealing with. And, I don't have a problem, like I said, with Jasmin Crockett on a, foundational black individuals level. I don't. I don't. She's not doing anything to anybody. Well, we can look at that two ways. Two things can be true at the same time. But the way she comes off to foundational blacks, I recall seeing a video where when Trump got in office and he initially started the deportations, and a lot of the Hispanic community were being deported, and she had some kind of forum or meeting or something she had where the public had come out and stuff, and then she was saying to black people, well, I know y'all don't want to get out in those fields and pick them berries and strawberries, do you? And my thing was, so because he's deporting the Hispanics, and foundational black Americans are here for it and agree with it, we have to get out there and pick the berries? She didn't go to the Asian community and say, y'all not going to get out there and pick them berries? She didn't do that. She didn't go to the African community and ask them, were they going to pick the berries? She didn't go to any other community and ask them, were they going to pick the berries but ours? She came to our community with that. And I have a problem with that. Because when foundational black Americans have an issue with some of the policies that the Democrats have enacted, and we are the butlers, okay, of those policies, because we are the people, we're upholding these other people in these other communities. They come here, speaking, just to show you, I met a young man today in a business that I went in who owns the business. This young man came from India. He hasn't been here long. This young man was given assistance to and a grant to open up this business that he has. This young man is 23 years of age. See, this is where foundational black Americans have our issues with the people that we are voting. We are voting to put in office because they are taking from our community and putting in other communities. This is why when you go into a foundational black community, you can see it has signs of dilapidation. Now, I'm not saying that certain environmental things that can be controlled, by certain members of our community. I'm not even gonna go there. But what I'm gonna say about those things, why are they like that? See, there is a response to everything. Every action has a reaction. If you do this, then you will get that. And this is the same thing with that situation. The reason why there's so much crime in the black community is because you drain all the resources. The same way they do with Africa. They drain all the resources. They don't put any of the resources into that community. Yet those people pay 9 times out of 10 are paying higher taxes. Okay? There's utility services, prices and charges are going to be higher in those communities. Okay? In the grocery stores, the grocery store prices are going to be higher in those communities. See, they don't put the resources in the communities, but they extract all of the resources out of the community by those ways. Yeah, they may come pick up the garbage, okay, but the roads have potholes. This is how, our communities are neglected. They neglect our communities, yet expect us to go in those polls and vote for their asses. Every week, every single week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. In America, we are learning of black men, women, and even children being lynched, found in trees, hanging. Yet the police come out there and do an investigation, and right away it's suicide. Immediately, before they even leave the scene. Not even long enough to complete a thorough investigation. Suicide. This system was not created for us. And what we're going to have to do is come together. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. And I'm going to suggest, for those that don't want to come together with us, we cut their asses off as a community. Period. You don't want to come together, you don't want to work together, fine. We have to, because sometimes, we're in those times of the left behind. We're going to have to leave some of these people behind so that we can be successful. It's time. It's so much that is happening. Now, I will say this. And I am so grateful that I am seeing black people come together like never before. I'm so happy about that. I am seeing black people loving on each other, giving understanding and love to each other, handling each other with kid gloves in certain cases, looking out for one another. Look what happened with from the tenderism thing, and how that white boy tried to steal his all of his ideas, and in fact they still allegedly using they selling stuff with tenderism on there, even though an attorney. And I wish I knew his name right now off the back of my, so we can give him recognition. This was a real trooper brother. He, a brother attorney, he trademarked it for Unc. Trademarked tenderism and gave it to him. Baby, don't tell me we don't love each other. We love each other. And that's what they can't stand. That's what they don't like, is that we love each other. Look at the young man who was the two white boys, the twins, were attacking him. Marcelo, I can't think of the young man's name, but he ended up unaliving the boy by stabbing him. Look how much money we raised for that young man. That is love. That's what they fear. They fear black unity and black love. They fear that. See, because they can do something. We hating each other, we fighting each other. You got the gangs and the drugs and the liquor in our community. See, they can do something with all of that. But when you over here and you got black unity and black love, they can't do nothing with that. They can't do anything with that. And they know it. So that's why we have to come together. And, not only did Miss Crockett lose, I'm sure, those constituents are predominantly Hispanic. I want to say they're probably about 80% Hispanic, that community, those constituents. But I bet she didn't go in there talking to them and sister girl in them. And I'm saying, look, it's okay for her to sister girl us, but why are you sister girling us? Also, get us some policies in there. Sneak in some stuff while you sister girl. Because see, then we real sister girls, we can understand exactly where you coming from. But if you are not trying to, assist us with catapulting our community to another level, getting us policies that will benefit us economically, okay, even socially. The black community has, in the white community, they have after school programs, they have all kinds of programs at the park for the youth. They'll dedicate certain buildings. In the black community, they don't do that. A lot of those, if they have a building that could be, dedicated or utilized for a program or something for our youth, the building is either empty and unusable, or it's not maintained and very unkempt, and they just let it go. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Giving us sister girl and fish fries and all of that nonsense, that does not mean shit. We need policies. And we have to not be okay with that either. Yeah, if you're going to give policies and a fish fry, okay, well, I will come eat some fish. But if you're not giving policies and you're inviting us to a fish fry or a cookout, when you know that you guys are not going to do that to any other community, the Asian community does not vote Democrat. They don't really vote. Yet they got a policy, a hate crime policy. And it was all based on lies against our community. And you had the Democrats wagging their finger at us and scalding us on some hate crime on Asians when you saw all of 2 cases of black people. And it was coincidence that both of those cases, they were wearing pink hoods. Okay? So something was really up with that. We got to stop giving these people our vote. Am I sorry that Jasmin Crockett didn't win? I'm not. And to be honest with you, I hope James Tellerico doesn't win either in November. It is time that the Democrats lose and lose and lose until they say, okay, let's try to work with the black community. And if they don't, then let their asses continue to lose. We're going to be fine, black people. We've always been fine. During the Great Depression, we were not the ones, they didn't even have a food program or food bank for us, okay? The things that they created and these social programs were for only white people. They were not for us. We didn't get those benefits. And even now, in 2026, often, black people are denied benefits. But Caucasians, that's why you saw in December when Trump and those people, all those people were cut off of benefits. Who was online crying and screaming and crashing out? It was white folks. You know why? Because they are the primary benefactors of the social programs and other programs that they have, whether it's via by state government or whatever, or if it's in their communities. They are the benefactors. Because when you come into our community, I remember, I worked with families, and I remember a grandmother having, before she got the children, she got children, her grandchildren. I remember this lady only was getting, I want to say, maybe $1,100 a month from her retirement. And the only thing that they would give her was, I think it was like $11. I want to say it was like $11. I remember thinking, how ridiculous. I remember even trying to advocate for her and going into the office and speaking with $11. Yet, other communities have all kind of benefit. They will deny people disability, but are giving it to the Ukrainians. It's a lot of shit that the Democrats signed off on, and the Republicans, because they're hand in hand with a lot of this too. But I talk about the Democrats because black people vote upwards of 80 to 90% of Democrat. So that's why I don't focus on the Republicans, because we don't vote Republican like that. There's some of us doing it now, but for the most part, majority of us vote Democrat. Yet the Democrats play in our faces. Every 4 years is when the Democrats come to us. And I'm going to tell you something. See, a lot of you didn't pay attention because you were so afraid. 1 second, family. Because you were so afraid about Trump getting into office. And so we were going with all of the propaganda that the Democrats were saying. When the Democrats, every 4 years, are running for office, they come to the black community. Outside of that, they don't come to the black community. During that election in 2024 and 2023, they had flooded the border so hard that if you notice, they didn't pander to you like they usually do. Usually they come out, they have some rappers come out, which they still did some of that. They hit all the churches, okay, and all this. But see, if you notice, they didn't go that hard during that election. And I'm going to tell you why. Because in their opinion, by them flooding the borders, they felt like the Hispanics and the immigrants were going to vote for them. But what happened? The ones that they thought were going to vote for them, they didn't vote for them. They voted Republican. See, they were going to snatch the rug from under our feet, but the Hispanics threw a monkey wrench in their game. Y'all didn't see that. Because if you did, yeah, we'd still be resting. We need to rest in intent. We need to rest in intent that we must be intent on ensuring who we give our vote to is going to matter. It does not matter if the person is black. And that's all. That Republican, what's his name? Byron Adams, I think it is. He's black. He's a black Republican. You wouldn't go vote for him, would you? So you shouldn't vote for somebody just because they're a black Democrat or a white Democrat. It does not matter. We need to be more intentional on our voting. And we need to be voting for someone that is going to tell us what policies we're asking for. And then say, okay, well, we can do that policy, but maybe we can't do this policy. We can do that policy, but we probably have to work a little harder or longer to get that policy. But they're not even saying that shit. See, and we're not holding them accountable that they're not saying that. We're just saying, okay, willy-nilly, vote for them. Vote blue no matter who. That's illogical. That's not smart. And we're not a dumb people. We are a smart people. We ruled the world globally. So there should be no reason that we cannot come to understand we got to let this go. We got to let this go, family. Democrat, blue no matter who. You know, just look at the people that are running for the next election. Look at their history. See what they've done in our community. See, have they put any policies by way for black people or initiated anything? Let's do that. Let's look at their history to see what they have done. If you were an employer and you are hiring somebody, you know, say, you know, for you ladies, you want to hire somebody to come clean your house. You're going to ask them for references from people that they've done something for. You're not just going to let them in your home and leave them there to clean your home and you just go off and get your nails done or to the salon. You're not going to do that. And if you do, that's not smart. So us casting a vote for a party, a person, but we're not going to get anything back from that, it doesn't make any sense. And it's futile for our community. So we got to work on it, family, because we got this. We got this. We just got to trust one another, and we have to move with understanding and intent. All right, family, I thank you for watching the video. I appreciate you guys. I really, really humbly say that I really, for all of my subscribers, I just love having this engagement with you. And I'd like you to come back and, shoot me a comment. Tell me what you think. Maybe your view differs from mine, and that's okay. Because at the end of the day, we're still family. But we do, as family does, we have to have some real communications about the direction that our community is going. Because, see, we got to think about it. We're not going to be here forever. But we got people coming up under us, our lineage, that will be here longer. And we don't want to leave them a fight. We need to fight now, so that they don't have to fight later. All right, family, I thank you. I thank you so much. I want you guys to have a very blessed day, and take care of yourselves, and just do the best you can, family. And I know we in a war. Don't stress. Don't worry. It's all in the mighty full hands of Yahusha, Yah. It's all in Yah's hands. All right, family. Peace, love, and blessings to you all. And of course, Black Power. Take care. Bye-bye.